The teachings of Jesus are some of the most influential and impactful words ever spoken. Even those who don't follow Christianity can appreciate the wisdom contained within his messages. From love, forgiveness, and compassion to morality, ethics, and spirituality, there is something for everyone in the greatest teachings of Jesus. But what makes these teachings so great? What sets them apart from other wise sayings or religious texts? Perhaps it's their universality. They apply to people of all ages, backgrounds, and beliefs. Or maybe it's the way they challenge us to live better lives by embodying our highest selves. Whatever the reason may be, one thing is certain. The greatest teachings of Jesus have stood the test of time and continue to inspire millions around the world today. In this video, we will explore some of these timeless lessons that have been passed down through generations as a guide on how to live a fulfilling life. Whether you're seeking personal growth or simply want to deepen your understanding of humanity's shared values, there is much to learn from Jesus' teachings. So let's dive in and discover what makes them so powerful. Love your neighbor as yourself. Have you ever stopped to think about what loving your neighbor as yourself really means? It's one of the greatest teachings of Jesus, and yet it can be difficult to fully comprehend. Does it mean that we should love our neighbors just as much as we love ourselves? Or does it mean something deeper? To truly understand this teaching, we need to start by examining how we treat ourselves. Are we kind and compassionate towards ourselves, or do we often criticize and judge ourselves harshly? If we don't love and accept ourselves, how can we possibly extend that same love to others? Loving your neighbor as yourself is not just about treating others with kindness. It's also about recognizing that every person deserves love and respect simply because they exist. When we see the divine spark in everyone, regardless of their background or beliefs, we begin to live out this powerful teaching. And when enough people embody this principle, the world becomes a better place for all. So if loving your neighbor as yourself seems like an abstract concept, try practicing self-love first. Recognize your own innate worthiness and then extend that same recognition to those around you. As Jesus said in another one of his great teachings, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. By living these two principles together, we can create a more loving and compassionate world for us all. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Do you ever wonder how to live a life that's fulfilling and meaningful? Look no further than the teachings of Jesus. One of his greatest lessons is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. This simple yet powerful message teaches us to treat others with respect, kindness, and empathy. Imagine if everyone followed this principle. The world would be a much happier, more harmonious place. When we treat others the way we want to be treated, it creates a ripple effect that can change lives. It starts with small acts of kindness like holding the door open for someone or offering a smile to a stranger. These gestures may seem insignificant, but they can make all the difference in someone's day. Of course, treating others well isn't always easy. We might encounter people who are rude or disrespectful towards us. But by following Jesus' teaching, we can rise above their negativity and show them love instead. After all, when we extend kindness to others, it often comes back to us tenfold. In other words, what goes around comes around. So let's make sure it's something positive. Now that we've explored do unto others as you would have them do unto you, let's move on to another important lesson from Jesus: forgiveness. Just as he taught us to treat others with compassion, he also showed us how crucial it is to forgive those who wrong us. Stay tuned for our next section on this topic. Forgive those who trespass against you. The greatest teachings of Jesus are a source of inspiration and guidance for millions around the globe. One such teaching that holds immense significance is to forgive those who trespass against you. Forgiveness may seem like an easy task on paper, but in reality, it requires strength, courage, and empathy. As human beings, we all make mistakes, some big, some small. However, what sets us apart from one another is our ability to seek forgiveness or offer it to others. In this context, forgiving someone who has wronged us can be incredibly tough. It involves letting go of anger and resentment towards them while keeping our own emotions in check. But when we do forgive someone wholeheartedly, not only does it bring peace to both parties involved, but also allows us to move forward with grace and dignity. Forgiving those who trespass against us is not just a moral obligation, it's also essential for personal growth and spiritual well-being. When we choose to let go of bitterness towards others, we open ourselves up to more profound connections with people and experiences around us. We learn to accept our flaws as well as theirs and embrace life with love and compassion. In conclusion, forgiveness is a powerful tool that can transform lives positively if used effectively. As we move on to the next section about blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth, let's remember that humility goes hand in hand with forgiveness. Only by embracing these values can we truly find inner peace and contentment in all aspects of our lives. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. As Jesus shared his teachings, he emphasized the importance of being meek. Meekness is often associated with weakness or timidity, but in reality it means having a gentle and humble spirit. The figure of speech that comes to mind when thinking about meekness is still waters run deep. It may seem like there isn't much going on beneath the surface, but in reality there is great depth. Jesus also promised that those who are meek will inherit the earth. This promise can be confusing because it seems counterintuitive. Why would those who hold back instead of asserting themselves receive such a grand reward? However, by being meek, we avoid becoming entangled in worldly conflicts and instead focus on living a life pleasing to God. In today's world where assertiveness is often seen as key to success, practicing meekness can be challenging. But as followers of Christ, our ultimate goal should not be earthly success, but rather spiritual growth and obedience to God's will. By seeking first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, we can trust that all other things will fall into place according to his plan. Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. The greatest teachings of Jesus are like a symphony, each note building upon the last to create something truly beautiful. And one of the most powerful notes in this symphony is when Jesus said, "Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness." When we seek the kingdom of God above all else, it's like setting our compass on true north. We know what direction we need to go in, even if we don't know exactly how to get there yet. But seeking God's kingdom isn't just about finding our way, it's also about discovering who we are meant to be. When we orient ourselves towards God, everything falls into place. Of course, seeking God's kingdom isn't always easy. It requires patience and persistence, as well as a willingness to let go of things that distract us from our purpose. But when we make this commitment, when we decide that knowing God is more important than anything else, then amazing things start to happen. Our relationships become deeper and more meaningful. Our work becomes infused with purpose, and life itself takes on new meaning. In short, seeking first the kingdom of God is the key to unlocking our full potential as human beings. Yes, it can be challenging at times, but nothing worth having comes without effort. So let us set our hearts on this goal, trusting that every step along the way will bring us closer to who we were created to be, children of God living lives filled with joy and purpose. In conclusion, Jesus' teachings are timeless and still relevant today. His message of love, compassion, forgiveness, humility, and faithfulness resonates with people from all walks of life. As we navigate through the complexities of our modern world, it is easy to forget what truly matters, loving one another and treating each other with kindness. We must remember that we are all interconnected and that every action we take has a ripple effect on those around us. Therefore, let us strive to live according to these greatest teachings of Jesus so that we may make this world a better place for ourselves and future generations. May we always seek first the kingdom of God in our hearts and be guided by His righteousness in all that we do. If you like the video, please subscribe and comment and share it. We love your comments and we try to respond as possible as we can. God bless you all.